There are certain things we talk about here in our 5-hour coin blitzes on Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays that just make the phones automatically ring and ring and ring, and we thank you for that. We think part of it's just making sure we find the right topics and then obviously the right price for the quality. And tonight, this next segment, it'll be a short one because I don't have that many, is all that. The first 10 Kennedys. Did you know 8 of them were silver? 8 of them are silver. And tonight only pricing, we're under $100 on this special grouping. Now let's talk about what's in it, because if you open your guidebook and you just take the first 10 coins straight down, these are those 10. But inside of those 10 are a few very important topics. First of all, there were 2 silvers in 1964. There was a P and a D. But because of the consumers in America being so rude and hoarding silver because silver prices were going up, they only made 1 coin per year for the next 6 years. But it stayed silver. We pulled dimes and quarters from silver after 64, but we continue making a silver Kennedy through 1970. So we have 65, 66, and 67, all Philadelphia only. And then we have 68, 69, and 70, Denver only. A total of 8 silver coins in the first 10. But the Holy Grail isn't the first year of issue Kennedy, the 64. It's special, but that 70D is still the key coin in the entire series because it was only released in the official uncirculated US set. And then in 1971, the first year of clad or sandwich coins in the Kennedy series. So we have 8 silvers, a 71 P and D, totaling the first 10. Yes, that's the price for all of them encapsulated in this beautiful presentation. Special, special, special. Now my competition sells the 64P and the 64D for between $35 and $40 a coin. So at 35, that's 70, right? They sell the 65, 6, and 7, 68D, 69D, those middle silvers for between $21 and $25 a coin. So let's just use 20 times 5 is another 100. The 1970D, which is the Holy Grail in the collection, it is the key coin in the entire 60-year run of the Kennedy half dollar. The 70D is still it. Because again, it was only released in uncirculated sets. So every time you see a 70D in a capsule, like right here, at some point over the last half century, actually 3/4 of a century, one of those sets had to be destroyed. Think about that, yeah. That coin alone, they're at $60.50. So if they're at $70 for the 64s, they're at $60 for the 70, that's $1.30, right? If they're at 20 to 25 on the 65 through 69, those 5, they're over 100. So just the silvers, they're north of 200. And by the way, the 71 P and D, they sell for $14, just an extra add-on. But if we're going to sell the first 10 Kennedys, the actual coins, these are those coins. And if you look closely, you can see in the bottom right, even with the lighting, the coins on top all look silverish because they're silver. The bottom right looks a little duller, the copper clad, which is what they still make today, 60 years later. I think I say this once a night chatting here about coins, because we talk about the Kennedys every night anyways. And that is, can you believe it's been 60 years? There's days I might look in the mirror and say, okay, I'm getting older. But when I hear the Kennedy is 60 years old, it just puts me into a, yep, I got it. And it's okay. I remember collecting these when I was a kid. I had a Paperboy in the 1960s. When they first came out, it was gotta have them. I remember talking to my grandfather, who got me interested in collecting. It's like, I thought they pulled silver, Grandpa. And the answer was, turn the coin sideways and look at it. Does it look like they pulled silver? And then in 71, Yeah, it looked like they pulled silver. So tonight, it's just a unique concentration of crazy value in the early Kennedys, of which 8 of them, 8 of the first 10 are silver. Every one of these is an uncirculated coin. All of them are encapsulated. And then they come in the beautiful presentation box you see as well. The competition way north of 200 for the same exact 10 coins. Tonight, part of the special, part of our daily deal here, we are under 100 for all of them, $99.95. Is there a limit? No, there's not a limit. If you'd like to have more than one collection, you're more than welcome. We have a set number set aside tonight, so that way when the orders come through the system and they start shipping tomorrow, they'll all be on their way to you. In-house, ready to go. What are they going to do next year, right? 2026, our 250th anniversary. We know they're changing up all of our coin designs. It's going to be a phenomenal year for collectors. But what's going to happen to the Kennedy? Will it stay the Kennedy? Now, for our bicentennial, in 1975, 1976, we put a dual date on the Kennedy, and we made a unique reverse design. But the U.S. Mint's been way more clever of late. I bet you they're doing something totally different. I guess we're going to find out. Guys, give me a 1-minute clock, please. Lots of multiples, thank you. Just want to get as many people involved as possible, which is why the price is where we're at. So let me surmise one more time if I can. The Kennedy half dollar started in 1964. It's still being made today, 2025, 60 years later. If you go back in history and just pull the first 10 coins, you get a 64, P, and a D. They're in this set. In 65, 66, and 67, they made only a Philadelphia, 1 coin. You're getting those 3. Then in 68 and 69, they made the Denver only. You get those 2. 1970, the Denver silver, the last silver Kennedy, was only released in the uncirculated set. It's the Holy Grail, as they call it today. It's the most valuable and the key of all regular issue Kennedys. 1971, the copper clad or sandwich coins kick in, which makes 8 silver, 2 clad, the first 10. The competition, well, they're north of 200 for just the silver issues. We are under 100 for all 10, of which the 8 are part of. Told you. Our middle name is value. We take it seriously. We want people involved, so we're going to price it accordingly. Give us a call.